Welcome to Sneak Peek.
This week in entertainment news, Paul Penn has officially filed from divorce from Sleazy Lothario Robin Thicke. Something tells me those lines are a little less blurry now.
The newest installment of American Horror Story premiered last night, inviting us into another world of terror and mystery. Hopefully it won't be as frustrating as the end of last season.
And despite a tweet earlier this week, Adele will not be releasing an album before the end of this year. I guess you'll just have to wallow your heartbreak away to 19 and 21 for now.
And that's all for entertainment news. Here comes Sneak Peek. Welcome to Sneak Peek. I'm Steven Mendieta, and you guys all know Luana Solis. Hey Luana, you're a cool girl.
Thanks, I've been really working on my rep.
No, do you not know what I'm talking about?
No.
Have you not seen Gone Girl?
No, I've kind of been on the fence about watching it.
Well, hopefully we can persuade you. Here's Gerardo with his reviewing of Gone Girl.
Wait, so you don't think I'm cool?
Hey guys, it's Gerardo here, and for this week's review, we'll be talking about the highly anticipated text-to-film adaptation of Gillian Flynn's novel Gone Girl. Helmed behind the cameras by David Fincher, the highly talented director behind cultural hits Seven and Fight Club, the movie carries the director's trademark of dark, brilliant plotting and is a must-see for the fall season. Ben Affleck plays Nick Dunn, who on his 5th wedding anniversary comes home to a shattered coffee table and other evidence that suggests his wife Amy has gone missing. Like a good husband, he immediately calls the police to report it, offering any help he can provide to their search. As the investigation progresses, with the media elevating the case to a national frenzy, the clues left behind begin to suggest that Nick murdered his wife. His cooperation with the police and cool, apathetic demeanor throughout the search raise suspicions of his guilt as Amy monologues through diary entries the diminishing joys of her marriage. Adding any more to the plot would spoil the movie for you, but you can be sure that the script delves deeper than a simple missing person case and troubled marriage. With Fincher's signature technical mastery over meticulous plotting and dark, absorbing atmosphere, the film intensifies in tone and pacing as the story careens through plot twists and perspectives. Between the focus on Nick Dunn with the investigation and the voiceover entries of Amy's diary, paired with flashbacks depicting the dying relationship of a once happy courtship, the film toys with narration and keeps the audience hooked with problematic events. If you look at the style and dialogue, this is a very well constructed movie. But beneath the gloomy surface, you'll notice the darker themes of the novel pushed towards the screen. However, the delivery is a little confusing. There is rarely a moment where you feel sure of which character to sympathize with the most, if any at all. And Fincher's delight in presenting these horrid ideals and characters on screen becomes apparent through every scene. Stuffed with witty dialogue in between moments of amoral pulp, Gone Girl may prove too much for some, but it is a welcome commodity for Fincher fans. For that reason, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I wouldn't be surprised if it swept that awards show this year. The cast is exceptional, with every actor stepping up his or her A-game. Affleck delivers a career best, deftly portraying a man with strange, indifferent public behavior and budding anger streak for a career-reviving performance, and I personally feel he is ready to take on the complexities and heroism of The Dark Knight. So I hope you guys can make it out this weekend to see this film that is sure to leave a lasting impression.
All these suspense thriller movies really scare me. I'm just gonna be honest about it.
Yeah, I can totally relate. Come on, you wimp, as if I was in 2nd grade.
I've tried, but one time I watched a scary movie and I was up for a week. And it's just been downhill ever since then.
Well, maybe this new movie will change your mind. Here's an interview with the cast crew members of the new thriller Everly.
And I feel like this is not only like a women's film that she wants to go and see because she does feel empowered, but a guy's film too because it is so action-based. So I feel like it's gonna really want to make the girlfriends go with the guys, and the guys are totally gonna want to go.
This is the movie that the girls take the guys to get laid. It's always like, oh yeah, maybe if I put my arm around her, she'll give me. No. This is the movie where, come on, honey, it's got action in it. Oh, okay, and then everybody is happy at the end. Everybody wins at the end of this movie. And that's no spoiler, I swear.
And did you guys enjoy doing this in a female character role for the strength?
Well, it's what attracted us to the film. Joe Lynch came and he pitched us the film, and you don't, come upon films that are action film with a female lead often. So yeah, we got really excited about the potential of the movie. Great script, great concept, but then on top of that, a female-driven action film. We loved it.
Yeah, and there's working with Salma was key and was really the best part of it, and she came in and brought so many things to the script. It was always pitched female-driven. It was always a very female-empowering movie, but what she brought to it kind of really deepened that. She brought new layers to her character, to what her character does for her family. There were just things that we as men who produced it just couldn't possibly bring into it that Salma did. And so yeah, we were kind of big fans of that.
But for us as producers, the greatest asset that we have is the screenplay. And to attract talent, yeah, some companies you could have all the money in the world to throw at actors and actresses, but for us, the big asset is the screenplay. So we knew when we read this is we had something really original, really had incredible value to, and we knew that we could get incredible actors, and we were so happy that we would get somebody like Salma, Oscar-nominated actress, incredible to work with, and she brought so much to it, and I think tonight you'll see that she took it to another level.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a super audience-based film. You don't want to just watch this by yourself in your living room. You want to be in like a huge group of people. Is that what you guys kind of want to intend?
It's definitely a communal experience. When we've screened the film before, what's great about it is the reaction from the crowd, the excitement, the applause, the shock, the awe. It really is a communal experience, and as you'll see tonight, I hope if it all goes as planned and as we intended it, it's going to be a great experience for the entire crowd.
Yeah, it's a movie that has a little bit of everything, so it's built, to be watched in a group. There's a lot of humor in it. It's a dark movie, though, very gruesome, very bloody, very violent, but almost in a tongue-in-cheek way for a lot of it. So in that sense, it's really best to have an audience there to kind of key in and let you know it's okay to laugh at some of the things happening, and I think it's enjoyed best kind of in that atmosphere.
But if we don't offend at least one person with the film, then we haven't done our job.
Exactly. I think it'll be really entertaining and have that kind of sweet and sour effect for the audience. And the girls will want to go with their boyfriends, and the boyfriends will want to go. So that's really great.
Yeah, that's the great thing about the film is this really the film works so well for the female audience, And we were so surprised that we thought, okay, this is a guy's movie with a female lead, but yet females, women, girls, they love the film. They really do.
Thanks, Reagan.
Everly does look pretty intense. Did you know it's all supposed to be set in an apartment?
Didn't they say it was an action movie?
It is. It's just kind of all happening in an apartment. Kind of like a bottle movie.
Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. Bottle movies scare me way more than thrillers.
You know what? I think they have their moments.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just have to take your word on it. Sounds like we need to take a short pause.
All right, coming up after the break, we have a little more of everything. Come back, sneak peekers.
Welcome back. Man, that break felt like it was forever.
Yeah, almost as long as it's been since there's been a Twilight movie.
Yeah, now that's a throwback. That came out when I was like a child.
And since it's Thursday, here's our Throwback Thursday moment of the week with the director of Twilight.
Hey, Sneak Peekers, this is Haley Denny. I am here with the one, the only Catherine Hardwicke, director of the new movie Twilight. I'm sure you have heard about it. If you haven't, you will, I'm sure. So, Catherine, how are you feeling tonight? You must be really excited.
It's really exciting to be here in my alma mater, UT. I'm very excited. And, yeah, I want everybody to see it and hopefully get into the vampire mode.
So you said you are a Longhorn, a previous Longhorn. You graduated with a degree in architecture. How is it being back in the motherland? Are you going to go run around town and see Austin?
I really want to. I've been around a little bit today and just starting to feel like home again. Yeah, I love it.
So I'm a fan of your work, and I've noticed that you have a sort of really gritty realism when you're directing, and I was wondering if maybe that approach to this movie, do you think it will help widen the audience rather than just the novel's target demographic?
Well, definitely we tried to ground this kind of impossible love story, and so you could feel that it is maybe more possible or suspend your disbelief for a moment. So I think it might help ground it and make people get into it, draw you into this world. Yeah.
So I love your personality, really super outgoing, and I'm an aspiring filmmaker too. Can you talk to us a little bit about what it is, being a woman in the field, and how we do know it's tough, but how you've obviously achieved a lot of success. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, now, as you know, like a lot of women are breaking through and doing like exciting projects and getting a few more opportunities. We're still only like whatever 6% of the features are directed by women, so we got to keep eat our spinach and get stronger. Wheaties, power bars, whatever, green machine, So I think it's an exciting time. I mean, yes, you have to be even more prepared and have even cooler ideas than the guys, and be strong and go in there and get people excited about what you want to do. It's more challenging than being a guy.
If you could, give one message to your fans that may be watching this, what would that be?
A message about the movie?
Right.
I would say I hope you can just go in there and just let it wash over you and fall in love, and then when you walk out, grab the cutest person next to you and make out with them.
Well, that sounds like a plan to me. Thank you so much for being with us. I really appreciate it.
I'm really disappointed with technology.
What do you mean?
Well, where are the flying cars, the hoverboards, and the automatic clothes?
I guess scientists are just guessing?
Well, I thought I'd have my own robot by now, and don't even get me started with how far off 2012 was from actually what happened.
It's called science fiction. Scientists can't predict everything.
Well, when I predict something, I want it to happen.
I'm the same way. Up next is our predictions for the Oscar nominees this October.
Hey Sneak Peeps, it's Alex. With October here, it's safe to say that awards season is upon us. As always, there's no shortage of ceremonies, from the Screen Actors Guild Awards to the Golden Globes, and finally, to the biggest one of them all, the Academy Awards, or Oscars. With a fall season chock full of prestige picks, let's take a look at some of the films that will be vying for that golden statue. I'd say the best place to start is recently released Gone Girl. Director David Fincher has been on a recent hit streak, with films like The Curious Case of Benjamin Button and The Social Network being quite the favorites and in their award years. However, those films were PG-13 and easier for the Academy to digest. Fincher films like Gone Girl stand in contrast to being darker, R-rated thrillers that have less general appeal. Notice that The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Fincher's last R-rated film, didn't get a Best Picture nomination. In Gone Girl's case, however, the film touches on some provocative themes, and the overall buzz for the film alone really lends itself to its possibility of making it into the list of nominees for Best Picture. I don't think it's Academy friendly enough to get the win, but a nomination? Sure. I'm pretty confident it'll be able to insert itself into categories like Best Director, Sound Editing and Mixing, and Adapted Screenplay with ease. The big one, though, is Best Actress. Rosamund Pike is getting some seriously well-deserved accolades for her layered performance as Amy, and is most likely the front-runner in the category for the Oscar Gold. Next up, we have a pair of British films that recently played quite favorably to audiences at the Toronto International Film Festival. The Imitation Game and The Theory of Everything. The Imitation Game follows the story of real-life man Alan Turing, a computer scientist who played a key part in helping the Allies win World War II. The Theory of Everything in turn is also historical, as it tells the story of Stephen Hawking and his fight with the disease alongside his first love. The biggest factor for these two films is probably the Best Actor category, with Benedict Cumberbatch in The Imitation Game as Alan Turing and Eddie Redmayne in The Theory of Everything as Stephen Hawking. They've each received an enormous amount of praise for their performances along with the films themselves. The accolades received make these two British films both a shoo-in for Best Picture nominations come Oscar time. After all, it's pretty obvious the Academy loves a good old historical drama. The King's Speech, anyone? Next, we have another festival darling, Foxcatcher, telling the story of Olympic wrestler Mark Schultz and his schizophrenic coach John Pong. this film is getting seriously noticed for its acting and directing. Special mention goes to Steve Carell. Yes, Steve Carell as Dupont, giving what people are saying a tour de force performance of disturbing magnitude that is quite different from the Michael Scott we used to know. Channing Tatum and Mark Ruffalo are two getting serious notice for their possibly career-defining performances, perhaps making Foxcatcher the film to beat in the Best Actor and Supporting Actor categories. Bennett Miller, the director whose previous films include Capote and Moneyball, also is a strong contender for the Best Director. Now, with this one, Best Picture is a bit more up in the air. Like Gone Girl, it's much darker than your typical award season fare. So we'll have to see if the Academy will embrace its more dark side and give Foxcatcher a Best Picture nomination. Finally, we have a film that's still waiting to be released to the public, Unbroken, a biopic of epic proportions and directed by Angelina Jolie, no less. Unbroken tells this grand tale of former Olympic track star Louis Zamperini and his years serving in World War II, surviving a plane crash, 47 days lost at sea, and over 2.5 years in a Japanese prison of war camp. This war drama has Prestige Award pick written all over it, with audience always loving a grand tale of American survival and perseverance. So, what categories do I think that this film will ensure itself as part of the Oscars? Best Picture, a Best Director nomination for Angelina Jolie, another Best Actor nomination for relative newcomer Jack O'Connell as Zamperini himself, a Screenplay nomination for the Coen brothers, and a Cinematography nomination for Roger Deakins. Seriously, guys, Deakins' lack of an Oscar win is one of the worst snubs out there. Of course, no one's seen this film yet, so its true quality is to be determined. But with a Christmas release date, Universal Pictures is clearly putting Unbroken up as a huge film to watch out for. Finally, after all this discussion of psychological dramas and war epics, let's end on a bit of happier note. Musicals. Into the Woods is the adaptation of the famous Broadway musical of the same name, and with Rob Marshall, the director of the Best Picture winner, Chicago, behind it in a Christmas release date, Disney is positioning this film as their big awards contender for 2012. For 2014, where am I? While Marshall has had a few duds in Nine and Pirates of the Caribbean, on Stranger Tides, the marketing for Into the Woods is really touting the prestige and talent behind the film with a stunner of a cast. The two big Oscar hopefuls are Meryl Streep, as always, along with Emily Blunt, supposedly to compete in supporting actress and lead actress respectively. Could Rob Marshall strike musical Oscar gold twice? We'll have to see and wait. We'll have to wait and see. Well, that's it for a few of my selections for big award contenders. This year has a lot more heavy hitters coming into theaters, so watch out for a whole lot of films fighting for that coveted Oscar. Back to you guys.
You know, it's my dream to win an Oscar.
Are you kidding me right now?
You wish. I've been practicing my speech and everything for years now.
I hate to burst your bubble, but
I'd like to thank the Academy for this
okay, I think it's
prestigious
time for
honor,
a break. We'll
my
be
friends,
right back, folks.
My family, everybody else who contributed to this, and God. Do you remember the good old days when we were children and we had no care in the world except for watching Saturday morning cartoons?
Nope, not really.
What do you mean? You didn't watch Saturday morning cartoons?
I appreciate my weekend sleep way too much to be getting up early on a Saturday morning.
Well, for those of us with normal childhoods, I have some very sad news to report. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Take it away, Jenny.
Hey sneak peekers, this is Jenny. We all remember waking up Saturday mornings, making a bowl of cereal and relaxing on the couch watching our favorite cartoons. This past Saturday marked the end of an era for Saturday morning cartoons. After almost 50 years, the CW was the last channel to cancel their weekend lineup. For years, most networks had been phasing out their weekend time slots because of FTC requirements on educational content. There was also strong competition from cable networks and on-demand services such as Netflix, which allow kids to watch their favorite cartoons whenever they want. It may be the end of an era, but the impact that these shows had on us will never be forgotten. Let's go back in time and remember the good times. Recess, a show about elementary school society, was one of the highlights of our weekends. We grew attached to TJ and the gang as they taught us important lessons, from showing us how to be accepting of all types of people to protesting injustices. The things we learned on that playground inspired us to make a difference in the real world, as cheesy as that may sound. A lot of Saturday morning cartoons were spin-offs of movies. The Little Mermaid television series showed us some of Ariel's adventures under the sea before she met Prince Eric, aka the love of my life. The show even featured the same voice actors from the movie and had its own original songs. On the same note, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command gave us a glimpse of our friend Buzz defeating the evil Emperor Zurg and other enemies. Buzz Lightyear was our hero. Andy from Toy Story probably would have watched that show too. Just saying. Speaking of heroes, there were many reincarnations of superhero TV shows that aired on Saturday mornings, including The Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, X-Men, and Spider-Man, the new animated series. Superhero cartoons taught us that even when the odds are against us, we have to do what is best for other people. We learned the importance of perseverance and integrity. But more importantly, we learned that superpowers are awesome. Just as awesome as the Power Rangers. I'm aware it was a live action show, but I still want to give it an honorable mention. This superhero group aired during the Saturday morning cartoons for 2 decades. Starting with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in 1993, the series has reborn several times, but the overall format of the show remains the same. I don't know about you guys, but I was totally the pink Power Ranger. May the power live forever. Now let's talk about Pokemon. It was definitely one of my favorite shows growing up, which is why it is so iconic today. I love to watch Ash Ketchum pursue his dream to become a Pokemon master along with Pikachu and his friends Brock and Misty. The cool thing about the different species of Pokemon was that they were cute and powerful. Little Pikachu could take on the largest and most fearsome of opponents. Then at the end of each episode, the klutzy bad guys would be defeated. Team Rocket is blasting off again! I think we can all agree that Saturday morning cartoons were a long-standing tradition. We all have fond memories of these Saturday mornings, no matter which shows you watched. Even though these cartoons are no longer airing live, we can still spend our weekends marathoning some of our favorite shows like Pokemon and Spider-Man through Netflix and Hulu. Our animated friends and heroes shaped our childhoods, so rest in peace, Saturday morning cartoons. You will be missed, but your legacy lives on. Back to you guys.
You know, I really miss watching some of those Saturday morning cartoons.
Well, you know you don't have to.
What do you mean?
Well, they play cartoons all the time, during the day, during the night, and even in movies.
Cartoons and movies? Color me shocked.
Well, coming up next, we have a trailer trash segment for Big Hero 6 in theaters this November.
This is the first test of my robotics project. Stop. The 7th test.
This is Tadashi, my older brother.
33rd test. Wait, stop. This is the 84th test.
Hello, I am Baymax.
It works! Oh, this is amazing!
He wanted to help a lot of people. People keep saying Tadashi's not really gone, as long as we remember him.
Hello, I am Baymax. Tadashi programmed me to heal the sick and injured. You will be all right. There. I would like to help. Scan complete. You are experiencing mood swings. Diagnosis, puberty.
Whoa, what? It's like spooning a warm marshmallow.
Reports are flooding in about a major catastrophe.
We're under attack from a supervillain, people!
Come on, go!
I am not fast.
Yeah, no kidding! So a man in a kabuki mask attacked you and Balloon Man.
We gotta catch him.
We can't go against that guy. We're nerds.
Trust me, I know about robotics. We can be way more.
Anybody else's suit riding up on him? Come on! Kick it down! Just punch it! No!
Why is Baymax wearing carbon fiber underpants?
This may undermine my non-threatening huggable design.
He's glorious.
On top of the world, on top of it all, trying to feel invincible.
If I wasn't terrified of heights, I'd probably love this. But I'm terrified of heights, so I don't love it.
What's wrong with you?
Low battery. Harry, baby.
Amazing!
You gave me a heart attack.
Clear.
Stop. It's just an expression. What do you say, buddy?
Whee!
Okay, let's get you back in your luggage.
Disney meets Marvel? Where did they even come up with that idea?
I bet it was fan fiction.
You're right, it probably was fanfic.
Yeah. Speaking of, don't you have some very important writing to get to?
Oh, are you talking about my Gossip Girl fan blog? I mean my very prestigious newspaper?
Yeah, that one. Well, thanks for tuning in, Sneak Peekers. We'll see you back here next week.